Vision plan fell completely to pieces. Those landings have begun.
I'm milling about with William Moseley, and he's starring in Murder Company. It's so good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me, Robin. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you for taking the time.
Sure. So it's been about 2 years. What have you been up to?
Well, in the last 2 years, since we last chatted, I've been up to a lot. I shot 4 movies last year. So I made a Hallmark movie, which got released at Christmas, Christmas in Notting Hill, which was fun. I made this film. I made a film in Thailand called Home Sweet Home Rebirth, and I just finished production in Arkansas on a film called Dead and Breakfast with Dermot Mulroney, which was also great fun. So it's been busy. It's been good.
Yeah. So let's talk about this film. Was this like out of your wheelhouse in a way, out of your comfort zone to make a World War II film where you had to like get in the trenches and shoot guns and do all that fun stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I love this kind of thing, to be completely honest with you. I jump at these opportunities, and I played Davy Crockett, which came out this year as well. And so, for me, that's the fun of acting. You get to be someone different. You get to inhabit a different time period, a different character. You get a new understanding of someone else's life from that time. And obviously, this is the 80th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. So, it was a very historical, topical film to make. And both my grandfathers fought in World War II. My grandmother was a Wren. She was on the ground in the UK. And so, like, I knew a lot about World War II just going into it. So I knew I had to bring my A game.
Do you feel in a way like your grandparents were watching over you, that they were there with you?
Yeah, that's a really lovely thought, because I haven't really thought about that. But yeah, I mean, I hope so. Like, my grandfather would always, both of them would talk about their experiences. And it was a tough time. It was a very tough time. One of my grandfathers was in a plane that had an engine failure and ended up in the Pacific. They were bombing the Japanese, and had a very, luckily survived. My other grandfather was a paratrooper who landed in Dresden. My granny was a Wren. She was on the ground, and I had it in me, in the back of my mind before I started.
Cool. So did you have to go to boot camp?
We did a kind of boot camp. We had a Bulgarian special what do they call, like, Secret Service guy. He was really,
That sounds deadly.
yeah. I mean, this was not like a regular stunt guy. He was ex-Secret Service, and so he'd been on real missions. He knew exactly what to do. He knew what the procedure was. The nicest guy in the world. I wouldn't want to cross him. Nicest guy there. Definitely would not want to cross him. But he told us how to hold the weapon, and like, if you're walking, you keep your finger off the trigger. You walk carefully, calmly. You look down as you're walking. And actually, before the shoot, but like 5 years ago, I did a weapon safety course with a police instructor who instructs the police. And this guy taught me how to hold a handgun. So I was kind of had some understanding before I started the film.
So, William, what do you remember about the very first time you had to shoot a gun? Like, what did that feel like? Because most of us will never know that feeling. So describe it.
I really shouldn't probably admit this, but coming from the UK where we don't have any guns, my brother came out to the States and he was like, we've got to go to the gun range. And so, of course, we ended up at the gun range in LA, like, shooting every gun imaginable. I mean, my brother didn't realize actually how expensive it is to keep renting guns and shooting at targets. But we shot a Colt, we shot a Glock, we shot a Sig Sauer. Without any understanding of actually how dangerous these weapons are. And then I think when you make a film like Murder Company and you have guys that are dying around you, people are bleeding out, and it puts it into perspective that, guns are not toys. This is really, not playtime. So I do have some understanding of weapons.
You have to act responsibly. That's the main.
That's right. That's
Yes.
the most important
Yes.
thing.
So let's talk about Kelsey Grammer. He's co-starring in this with you. Were you a fan? Did you watch Cheers? Did you watch Frasier? Did you have to bone up on all of them before you met him?
Yeah, Frasier's on TV every day in the UK. I don't know if you're aware of that, but it is on every single morning at like 9:15 on Channel 4. When I was growing up, we only had 4 channels. So he was on every day of the week. So I used to watch Frasier, I used to love it. He is an icon, and when I got to work with him, I was kind of starstruck actually. But he quickly put me at ease. And he told me that he has a house in Bristol, which is only 40 minutes from where I live in the Cotswolds. And he loves Bristol. He has a house there. He rides his great big Carly chopper down to Devon. It's funny because he's kind of an Anglophile. I didn't realize. So it was just a really wonderful experience to work with him.
So what was the most challenging thing for you, William, shooting the film, would you say?
I think the most challenging part was, well, obviously we were getting up at we were leaving the hotel at 4 o'clock in the morning. We were getting back at 9 o'clock at night. And all day, we shot the entire film in 12 days, if you can believe it. So there were 3 cameras. We were running from place to place to place. We were jumping, diving, covered in mud, covered in blood, covered in, we were really out in the forest. At one point, I actually was in a scene with Pooch, and I saw his eyes go wide. We're doing the scene. I'm thinking, what's he doing in the scene? In the back of my mind, but the camera's right on me, so I couldn't actually get my concentration. And he starts to go further back, and suddenly he just slaps me in the face. What do you do, man? There was a scorpion that had crawled up my back, over my shoulder, onto my neck, had gone down my chin strap, and had landed on my mouth. And
I would have died.
Yeah, no joke. Of course, everyone on the crew goes, oh, the Bulgarian, oh, they aren't poisonous. They aren't poisonous. That is not true, because Gil came up to me afterwards with the other act. He said, man, you've been in hospital for 3 days if it stung you. Yeah, because he's from France. He knew.
So did Pooch swipe him off of you? Did he save your life?
Pooch literally saved my life. He literally slapped the scorpion off my face. Unbelievable.
Fun times. What else was fun about shooting in Bulgaria?
Well, we were very lucky that we went up into the Vitosha Mountains, which is a beautiful mountainous area, and it's actually where you can ski there. So it's full of all these cabins and ski chalets, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful place. We went to this place called the River of Rocks, which was just boulders, which is in the film when we're sort of jumping between these boulders. It was epic.
Nice. So do you feel like there's like a message in this film in a way, even though it took place like all those years ago, during World War II?
Absolutely, there's definitely a message to the film because this is the 80th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. This happens during D-Day. There's a lot about this on TV right now. The anniversary just happened, and you can still go to the beaches where the Americans and the British landed. And if that mission hadn't worked the way they'd hoped to, we in the UK might well be speaking German right now. So this film, it has an educational aspect to it as well. I don't want to say educational because it sounds boring. It sounds like history, but it's also interesting. So if you're at all interested by real life, what actually happened, this was a real mission. MurderCompany were a real group of guys that then take time to watch it, to remember what your grandparents went through.
Yeah. So what do you think your grandparents would say if they could see this film now?
Yeah, I think my grandfather, both of them would be really proud, that I have also, not just become an actor, because it's like 1 in a million opportunities to become an actor. It's very, very hard. But I've also made something good, good films. I've made something solid, like that, is decent. So I think they would be very proud that I was part of that. And you only hope in your career to continue to make good films, to make good productions, to make things that inspire you, and if it's true to life, then that's like an added bonus,
You can't ask for anything more, yeah?
Cannot ask for anything more. That's exactly right. I'm very blessed. I'm very lucky.
That was a song, I think, too.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous to see you, and, you know, come on the show for your next project. Take good care, William. Lovely to see you.
You too. Thank you so much. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Always news. Always refreshing. Always candid. Always milling about. Robin Milling delivers what celebrities are saying to you.